Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Puck and Stuff podcast with my boy T-Dog over here. And this episode is sponsored by, well, A Man Can Dream. A man can dream. A man can dream. Yes, he can. I know. Welcome.
Said that.
Welcome back, guys, to episode 21. I can't believe we've been doing 21 episodes of Puck and Stuff. I know
sorry.
there's more, but still.
I can't do it with the glasses,
All
man.
right.
It's just like
I just had to at least do it.
But I like them.
It just, you got to do it for the intro at least.
No,
every now and then,
exactly,
right?
right?
Guys, we're at round 3, and we actually have the right jerseys. It looks beautiful, doesn't it? Well, God, 4 teams remain, Tristan. Four teams remain.
Playoffs go really quick when you realize it. I mean, of course, you get busy with like work life and family life and all that, and it makes the days go by quicker. But I can't believe it's already been 2 rounds gone. But man, these playoffs have been just like there's nothing like playoff hockey. There is nothing like playoff hockey. It's just too good. It is just too enjoyable.
I gotta admit, also on the other side of sports, basketball, the NBA has not been crazy bad this season. Like, overall, it's been pretty average. It's kind of decently mixed. There's no super teams. There's mostly duos and kind of underdogs. I'm not going to lie. Other than Golden State. It's Golden State.
Yeah, but GSW didn't make it, right? That hasn't won in the past, 3 years now?
Two. Yeah, actually, no, you're right. 3.
So, hey, I'm okay with that. It's not like they've won 5 straight or anything, or if they've collected a new dynasty. I mean, but hey,
not yet.
It's nice to see the Celtics
happens.
back in. Celtics, overcoming there against the Heat. That Game 7.
That was a pretty good game, actually.
The entirety of the social media was going off about Jimmy Butler's 3-point attempt.
Okay, just saying, that was not a terrible shot. Maybe he should have slowed it down and maybe realized he had a lot more time on the clock, but when you're down by like 2 and you want to maybe take the lead and there's only would have been like 8 seconds left in the game, maybe it was the right shot, but yeah, I wish he kind of looked.
Yeah, definitely wait a second. And I think that was the biggest problem with the Heat, and that's why they lost, is they didn't slow it down when they could. There was the amount of times, I think Adebayo was probably the one I saw the most doing this, but when they'd have a great bucket opportunity, they just wouldn't slow it down. They just try to get it off. But there was really no one there to reach in for defense.
Yeah, no.
So if it just took an extra second, right, line up the shot, then you don't miss those routine buckets or whatever, then score could be different, right? So that's why I felt how the game kind of went there.
How I kind of saw it through the series, Jimmy Butler was truly kind of take that team to the finals by himself, and he was close. I gotta admit, he was close. They pushed it to 7, but just they couldn't get it done against Jason Tatum. That he's playing like Kobe Bryant right now, to be honest. So, yeah, there's not much you can do.
You feel kind of bad because everyone's like going off of Butler on this, but it's like, yeah, it's true. Butler really did in the ways really put the team on his back. I mean, Lowry wasn't really producing as much. Adebayo had a few, but like I said, was missing a few as well, and. Hero was nowhere to be seen. He was benched, I think, for the second half, I think it was, but
something like that for sure. And if you guys haven't checked out our last predictions in the NBA, Tristan obviously is 1 for 2. He guessed Golden State moving on, which he got correct, and he got the Miami Heat wrong, as we saw Boston moving on.
You're also 1 for 2.
Yes, I am. I predicted the Mavs. Obviously, they didn't. That was really tough. I believed in Luka Magic, but oh well, it happens. But I was right about Boston moving on in Game 7. So I'll give myself the benefit of the doubt. And now we go to our final predictions, the NBA Finals, Golden State versus the Boston Celtics. These two haven't versed each other since Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell. And that's a long time ago.
The season of 1963-1964, hey?
Yes, that is correct. We actually got some facts this time.
I don't think we were born by then, eh?
Oh,
no.
I don't think so. My parents were either.
That's
grandparents.
A long time ago.
Very long time.
Burgers would have cost. It's like that Johnny Cash song. A burger only costed 30 cents or whatever.
Yeah, something.
Coke
like
and
that.
burger. That's what he said.
A Coke and burger. Tristan, I would love to hear your I would love to hear what you think about this series and who might be coming on top as the NBA champions of this season.
So it's really nice to see the Celtics here because I think it's like a new. It's fresh to see. As much as Celtics have a very nice history, very Green Bay-ish, a lot of championships, a lot of championship appearances per se.
Lakers are better still.
Same with Lakers, of course, yeah. But it's really nice to kind of see a new team per se. GSW, of course, isn't per se new, but I mean, it's crazy. It's like you finally get a healthy Curry and a healthy Thompson. Look what happens. Now they're in the finals. I didn't expect at all. I'm thinking there's a reason why I was picking like the Suns out of the West, right? Like, and I was hella wrong. I was very wrong.
That's
about
why
that,
I believed
but
in the Mavs so much.
the Suns, in a sense, really are the they're like the Manchester United, hey, of the NBA, where it's just like they're supposed to make it to the final. They don't.
No.
It's like the President's Trophy curse, per se. It's like that, how Florida, all that. But
yeah, Tristan doesn't want to talk about Florida on that point.
Of course, but let's start off here with Golden State. The shooters are hot right now, so I think that's what could win them the series. And it's not just Curry hitting points. I mean, they're getting contributions from Andrew Wiggins here, so Canadian legend, right? And he's
Canadian legend.
For the
Is that
series,
what we call him now?
He was second in points there, along with Klay Thompson was number 3, and then Jordan Poole's 4. So you have 4 of your. Would you say starting 5? I'd say starting 5.
I would. Well, because I think Jordan Poole is more like a 6-man, but at the same time, he's playing. This is probably the best season he's had in his career so far.
He's still getting great minutes for how young he is, right? And he's still racking. I think I didn't actually put the stats on here for him. I should have, but I think he was averaging about 16 a game.
I think so. I might double check.
GSW also just kind of go around here. So we have Steph Curry was number 1. In that series, 23.8 points on average. He had about an average of 6.6 rebounds, 7.4 assists, average about 34 minutes. Now, his three-point percentage, not too shabby, 43.9.
Oh, nice.
That was the highest three-point percentage I noticed without all the people I was looking at for the stats. Andrew Wiggins, 18.6 points on average, 7.2 rebounds, 2.8 assists, and 36 minutes on average. Klay Thompson, 18.6 points on average as well. Less rebounds with 3.8, but average 3.2 assists and average about 35 minutes. So yeah, it definitely was a team effort per se. I mean,
yeah, just a bit.
Maybe that almost feels a bit different with GSW. It's doesn't feel as lopsided with like who's contributing. To an extent, that you always had Draymond Green, you always had Thompson, you always had Curry, of course.
Wow.
Iguodala, of course, too, right? When back then he was he always got it. I think he added up the rebounds for sure.
You know what? Respect. You actually got Jordan Poole's points dead on. He was 16 points exact. Good for you. All right, continue.
So I'll just go to Dallas quickly to kind of go through the series here. But Luka Doncic carried pretty much 32 points on average. Jalen Brunson
tried, but it was mostly Luka the whole series.
Yeah, no, pretty much, yeah. No, 32 points on average, 9.2 rebounds there for Doncic, 6 assists, and average 38 minutes. 33 minutes were averaged by Jalen Brunson. I said Luka Brunson.
Luka Brunson.
Branson?
Branson?
Re-signed him, Calgary. 18 points on average, 4.6 rebounds, 4.2 assists on average. What can we say about this series? I'll just kind of quickly go in. Golden State was just a better team. I really think just it kind of hurt that Doncic. It hurt the Dallas Mavericks, the fact that Doncic was the one really kind of carrying the points per se, and I think it just needed a better team effort and just more from their secondary guys, and they just didn't get it. And GSW did, and yeah, I mean GSW really is looking like kind of old school. I love what we're saying, like 2018, 2017's old school, 2016's old school, but
I would probably say
definitely looking more to normal form than what we've seen the past decade.
I would say this Golden State team looks more like how they did in 2015 when Curry and Klay and Draymond were really just getting up their starts, and then they won their first championship. They're really starting to look like that team, not with like KD and just overpowered as shit.
Yeah.
They're coming up back again, which is really good to see in a way for Golden State fans. I've never truly liked them, but I'm starting to. You
know what? I think we'll get into this more, of course, but I think this series will be pretty close, and I have a feeling that it'll be actually way more enjoyable than the other GSW finals that we've probably noticed.
LeBron James versus Golden State, like 3 years in a row.
No, exactly. So we'll also
separate with Kyrie though.
we'll also go into the Celtics here. So of course they won in 7 against the Miami Heat. A lot of it really was a big Jason Tatum show. Wasn't actually a complete carry though. He averaged 25 points, 40 minutes, 8.3 rebounds, 5.6 assists. Jaylen Brown was their number 2 there. 38 minutes he averaged with 24.1 points on average, 7.1 rebounds, and 3 assists.
Wow, you got stats down on
Heat
this one.
there on that side averaged Mr. Jimmy Butler. 36.4 minutes he averaged, 25.6 points, 7 rebounds, 3.4 assists. And then Bam Adebayo averaged 37 minutes, 15. Here we go, right? Look at the difference, 25 to 15 points, right?
25 points for Butler. Bam went 15. Oladipo was third with only 9 points.
Yeah.
And then
Same
Lowry.
I was like 7,
God.
right? Or something?
Yeah, like the last Oladipo, Lowry, and Hero were all like putting up 9, and it still wasn't enough because it's really hard to beat a team with Jason Tatum that's on fire right now. Then you have Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown and Al Horford actually playing as well as they should.
I was seeing something. So is it true that Al Horford, this is his first
NBA Finals?
I know finals, right?
I believe so, yes. He's been in the league for a long time.
Like he's up there with
I think he's.
Is it with like Vince? Vince Carter's still playing, right?
No, he retired.
Or not Vince Carter. He was on the Hawks for the hot minute.
Yes, he was
It was
because
Vince
he got.
It was Vince Carter. He didn't retire.
Yes, it was. He retired, I believe, like 3 years. Oh wow, it's way more than 3 years.
Probably
way more than 3
probably
years.
Pre-COVID times. Jeez, that's how much I've been following the NBA recently.
Horford got drafted in 2007, so he's been here for a bit, but not crazy. So only 35.
Well, it's actually, yeah. I was gonna say, well, actually, he's been less time than like even LeBron there.
Well, LeBron was drafted in 2003.
Yeah,
with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh.
Yeah,
so very different, very different. But anyways, I'm getting off a little bit.
Yeah.
Topic.
So I mean, good win for the Celtics. Honestly, they just were the better team in Game 7.
Yeah.
It's kind of a snooze fest. I won't gonna lie, for a few of those games. Just like the lack of points per se.
Yeah.
A lot of missed opportunities, missed buckets, which I really think actually might have a big implication coming to this finals. So that's all I really have to say with them. But going on to GSW and the Celtics here, I kind of have my prediction. I don't know if you want to go first on that.
Nope, you continue. Okay. You're going off, so I'll let you continue.
Ultimately here, all right, TikTok timestamp right here.
All right, go.
GSW, Golden State Warriors, Boston Celtics. I got the Golden State Warriors winning 7 games. Winning in 7. I initially said 6, but I feel like I am giving the Celtics not enough credit, really. Why do I say 7? So, ultimately, I think GSW, their shooters are hot right now, and I think they're going to take that momentum and just force it through to the finals there. And I think they're gonna win a lot of games at home. For say, it seems like they're very much a home team. Yeah. I know they don't play at Oracle anymore, do they?
No,
they got a new arena.
They got
right?
a new arena, brand new, Chase Center, I believe it's called.
Okay.
Anyways,
so that's what I think. I think the addition with like Wiggins and now how Poole's coming up as a young gun, I think is really gonna set them up. But I gotta say the Celtics too. The thing with the Celtics, and why I think they're gonna lose, and this is what I said in my notes here, is that they struggle to make routine buckets kind of thing. I think we saw that a lot in the 7th game, like I was saying, and I have a feeling that might kind of creep up and come back to bite them in the finals. I'm not saying that it's going to happen consistently, but if it happens in one game, that's one game, right? That one game could decide the series.
Exactly.
But the Celtics seem to have a very consistent team in the sense of I would say defense, not for say too much. I didn't think their defense was absolutely terrible. Like if it's funny I say consistency because the lack of buckets kind of contradicts the statement, but I think it's Tatum, Brown, and the Williams, and Horford can rack up a few points as well as just keep the starting 5 plus your 6th and 7th mans. And they can also contribute too. Then the Celtics will definitely have a chance. But I just think that GSW is going to go all the way and win it in 7, and their home barn.
You know what? That's the obvious choice. That I gotta admit, that is probably the obvious choice in Golden State. They have basically everything behind them, and I'll cut my TikTok cut right here, I guess. So I'm looking at this. I'm looking at all of this, and why are we talking about NBA when we are wearing
thinking about that initially. I was like, actually, here, I'll go grab the Kobe.
Oh, you better do it. All right, okay. So, as I'm sitting here, I'm looking at this, and this whole playoffs, I've picked Boston in every series. Because I looked at Boston, you had Jason Tatum, and he's starting to develop like Kobe did. And there's a lot of, as he brings out the Kobe jersey too, Jason Tatum has a lot of qualities just like Kobe did, but it just sucks he isn't a Laker. He's on Boston, and it kind of sucks because we could have drafted him, but I'll just move on from that. Yeah, I chose Boston in every series, and with Marcus Smart actually helping as well, then Al Horford and Jaylen Brown just being that second guy for him, which is great, and you're putting that right in between, eh?
Might as well, right?
Oh, you move it. Oh, you're splitting them.
Split the conferences.
I would flip it around. I would show Kobe's name.
Yeah. You don't want to see all the grease marks on it? Okay.
Wow.
It's old.
Yeah, it's an old jersey. All right.
It's a white jersey. What do you expect?
Yeah, fair enough. It's been in this basement for years.
That's awesome. Oh, man,
we should have set it up like that first.
I love it. It looks good, hey?
Yeah, it really does.
I so badly need a basketball jersey.
We really need
if anyone's listening to this, comment what type of ball jersey I should get. I was honestly trying to get a Miami Heat hero jersey, but honestly, maybe
you've been thinking about that for a while.
Maybe I bandwagon a little bit, and if the Celtics win for say Marcus Smart, maybe, right?
Yeah.
If I can find one, I don't know. It's hard to find jerseys in Canada here. It's like so.
Welcome
scarce.
to Canada, guys. It's great.
I don't want to get off. I'm gonna just quickly say this. I don't want to get off topic too much, whatever. But like the fact that every time, okay, these fanatic sports shops, they are so bad in Canada compared to the States. You can get like patches for like the finals, and like we were looking at that. In the NHL finals.
It's insane.
Can do that. There's such a lack of like names that you can get too. And it's just annoying. Like, of course, like here, you can get your big names, like, NBA. You get your Giannis, right? Then of course you get your Spicy P, right? Because Toronto and all that. And you get your LeBron, you get your Kyrie and all that. But it's like, I kind of like getting the I don't even say B tier players, but like the not the elite status, but like you respect them because they really are kind of what help make the team. They kind of make the team, right? Per se. I guess that's kind of what I'm saying. Anyways, back to what you were saying.
Well, that's why I got a Dylan Dubé jersey.
No, exactly,
Flames,
right.
So.
And you were, like,
I totally get. Where
as
you're
a fan,
from.
you always go. When you go to the dome, everyone's like, "Dude, that's a Dubé jersey. That's sick."
Yeah.
Because as a fan, they understand it, right?
Oh, especially when you find those like really classic jerseys. Imagine if you've seen like I can't even.
I saw
Ollie Jokinen jersey.
Yeah.
You know how sick that or Glenn Cross jersey.
I saw a Damon Langkow jersey at the Red Lot.
Really?
That was sick. That a few gears. Oh, that was.
I saw like a classic like late '90s Theo Fleury jersey.
Oh, dude.
Like the bad,
that
like
is
the good
sick.
ones. It was sick. Okay, we're going completely off topic.
That's so cool.
Okay, so now I guess I'll say what I have to say for the TikTok shit. But anyways, so Boston versus Golden State. I think it goes to 7, and I gotta say it goes to Boston. I've chosen them through this whole playoffs, and they have somehow just blew my expectations. And it's really hard in this scenario because you're versing Golden State. How do I even start this? Steph Curry, you got Klay Thompson that's healthy, and Draymond Green. When those three are on the court, you can't lose. I believe it's a proven stat. Those three don't lose when it's on the court, especially when you have much playoff experience and young guys as you have. But Jason Tatum, Al Horford, Marcus Smart, and Jaylen Brown have been playing crazy together, and they look like they can hold their own. And they held their own against the last year's champions in Giannis. That's where I truly got my confidence from. And they beat the number 1 team in the East, the Heat, which. Obviously, only Jimmy Butler was carrying them for that series, to be honest. But now you're going up against Golden State, and I think they take it in 7.
Yeah.
So I'm taking a ballsy risk. He's taking the safe pick. I would love to see what you guys think.
That's I like that. I like that. You know what? I like that we just have a different idea of kind of like what does one game decide, right? Is this all it's going to be? It's going to be one game.
Yeah, exactly. It's playoffs. You never truly know. Like, again, it's...
Hey, apologies, everyone. Minor technical difficulties there.
Gotta love it.
Happen all the time. We'll figure it out. It's all good. We're just starting out. But hey, we were talking about GSW and the Celtics and how close the series is going to be. I actually have some stats that I think can also back up our statements and why it could go to 7. Regular season stats here for both teams. Listen to how close some of these stats are. Kind of like shows that, hey, you know what? I don't think I don't know. There might not be any blowout games, right? It might just be close to the wire.
I don't think this can be a blowout series. There's no way. No way. If it is, I'm going to be really disappointed.
Can you imagine just like a sweep, like a team just sweeps it? It's like, okay, well, we're wrong.
Well, we're wrong as shit apparently about everything.
But I'll give you the stats here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Points. Golden State average 111. Celtics average 111.8. Rebounds.
Jesus.
Golden State average 45.5, Celtics 46.1.
All right.
Assists. Golden State 27.1, 24.8 for the Celtics. Steals 8.8 for Golden State, and 7.2 for the Boston Celtics. Blocks 4.5 for Golden State, 5.8 for the Celtics. Turnovers 14.9 for the Golden State Warriors. Oh my goodness, and 13.6 for the Celtics. Field goal percentage for the Warriors, 46.9%, 46.6% for the Celtics. 3-point percentage, 36.4% for the Warriors, 35.6% for the Celtics. Closer than you'd probably expect because Golden State does have a specific player who's known and has a legendary status for his 3-point making abilities.
Clay and Curry, both probably the best 3-point shooters right now. Yeah, I would say so.
Now, free throw percentage, the last stat I have here. Golden State, 76.9% on average. 81.6% for the Celtics. Those are really close stats. So I really do feel like 7 is kind of inevitable. 6, it's got to be 7.
It's got to be 7.
It just feels right, you know? So
yeah.
I cannot wait to see that. An exciting close matchups. And speaking of close matchups, these round 3 conference final series for the NHL is already action-packed.
Oh my!
Cannot wait to see what goes on.
Okay. I fixed it. We're good. Okay, continue.
Low battery percentage. Oh my! Everything's going crazy today.
We're fine. It's only Wednesday.
It's that Michigan water I've been drinking, man. Jeez.
Oh god. Okay. Anyways, we're going back to our conference finals. Oh, welcome back to hockey. We're back to hockey now. Tristan, there is a little bit of news before we get to the conference finals. There is a little bit of news, and there's a reason why I'm wearing the Habs jersey and he's wearing the Quebecois jersey. Martin St. Louis has signed as head coach for 3 years with the Montreal Canadiens. His record with the Canadiens is 14-19-4. That's not actually as bad if you look at how Montreal is and what he was kind of taking over. And him going from coaching minor hockey to this is not that bad. It just truly proves what former players of the game can do to a team. And Martin St. Louis is a great example of this. What do you think?
Man, I absolutely love this signing. I really think he got to the team. I think he's one of those really good player coaches. I think he just gets to the team. I think he has a system that he's kind of starting to figure out for say because he's new at coaching. But it seems like he gets to the players. Already looking at the difference of how the Habs started playing with St. Louis, the team already looked like their structure was way better. He got to Cole Caulfield, and if he can get to Cole Caulfield, who can he get to? Who else can he get to? Right? I think it's because Caulfield played a lot like him. Yeah. Plays a lot like him, how he did. But I can see the Habs, man. They're going to get Shane Wright. There's no way he doesn't go number 1. I don't know why there's talk that he isn't going to go. It's stupid.
Is there talks now that he's not?
Dude, it's just media's bored, right? Because what do they have? McDavid, McKinnon, and then Shane Wright.
Vasilevsky, right?
Igor. And Igor, but then
you're looking at one series, you got like probably the two best goalies in the league battling out right now. And then you look on the other side in the West, and you have probably the two best scorers of like this decade coming up.
It's just media needs to have some controversial stuff to talk about in the newspapers. They're dying newspapers, by the way. But
we're not dead yet. We're not making controversial crap yet.
Yeah,
it's
so
okay.
St. Louis, did you get the stats out for his wins and losses?
Yes, I did. 14 wins, 19 losses, and 4 ties.
So, of course, it's not like anything crazy, but I think it's a minor improvement in that Montreal could honestly get back on their heels quicker than I think a lot of people think.
Yeah, maybe. Why. I guess quick retool, somehow.
You never know. Hey, I mean, all it could take, right? You sign a few players, you get a good draft pick, and then you just start playing consistent. I think it also depends, too, like, what do you do with Carey Price? Do you move him? Do you keep him? What does he want to do with his career? Because he might want to go for a cup.
Maybe he does.
Because it does feel odd that they're trying to rebuild, but yet they have
a goalie like Carey Price.
Yeah, right? Like, that's not a complete rebuild per se. So we'll see how it goes in the future, and we'll see, of course, as time progresses to like free agency or whatever. But Martin St. Louis, I like that.
Good luck, guys. You're gonna need it. But anyways, before we actually get to our predictions for the conference finals, there's one more thing I actually did want to mention that we're doing here, and it's another new segment, and we're gonna call it Top 6. So far in the second round, Tristan and I have picked our top 6 forwards, defensemen, and goaltender that have performed the best throughout round 2. And Tristan, I'm actually going to let you start us off with your top 6 from each position.
So, of course, it might be a bit controversial. I'll just quickly go through what I think. Okay, honorable mention. Nikita Kucherov. You know what? I think it's been a team game for the Lightning, but I guess the most impressive forward-wise would be Kucherov, of course, and it's just the way he plays, right? He just can make plays, he can score goals, do it all, and there's no other, and he's showing it again this season. 11 games played, 4 goals, 11 assists, 15 points. My goalie is Igor Shesterkin. I know that might be different from other people, but I think Igor really is the biggest reason why they've kind of overcome these Game 7s and so on, and just kind of keep series going because, man, he's just been absolutely crazy on his head. 14 games played, 8 wins, 5 losses, a goals against average of 2.86, and save percentage of 928. That's awesome.
Very nice.
For defense, Adam Fox. Man, he's young. I wish he was on Calgary. Why do you have to do that, bro? Boo.
Boo.
You know what? He is coming into his own. He is going to be an elite defenseman, and we can already see this. 14 games played, 5 goals, 13 assists, 18 points. He gets up on the play, and he knows how to back check, too. He plays on his toes, and it just works so well. And it's also helping New York kind of take that next step. Cale Makar is also on this list for me. Number 8, another going to be elite defenseman. This dude is absolutely the next Paul Coffey. He's freaking crazy. The way he just maneuvers, his skating, his speed, his stick work, his puck handling, his everything, his hockey IQ is just phenomenal, and that's why he is also helping the Avs dominate, per se. He has, in 11 games, 4 goals, 12 assists, 16 points. Now for my forwards. Flames killers all around here. Sad boy. Number 91, Evander Kane. This dude's going to get a freaking paycheck, man, no matter where he goes next season. 13 games played, 13 goals, 4 assists, 17 points in the playoffs. He just looks so well out there, even without McDavid and Draisaitl sometimes. He's just always there, up on the rush, and he's scoring goals. He's a goal scorer. He's doing exactly what he was asked to do and what he can do, and he's doing it to a T. Ken Holland, your career is being saved by him. I'm telling you, because that Duncan Keith was looking whatever, but man, Kane's saving you. And of course, I'll just go on. Leon Draisaitl, another Flames killer. What else can you say? 28 points in 13 games, 7 goals, 21 assists. The dude's he's injured. He has, an ankle problem, and he is still playing. He's definitely on the slower side with speed because of that problem, but he's regained some speed throughout some of the games. And his hockey IQ and just the way he's been able to pass the puck and just finish those 1-Ts, it's just crazy. He's amazing on the power play. Same with this other guy that I have on. And number 1, we can probably guess whose name is. Connor McDavid. I think you've heard of him before.
No clue. Absolutely no
One more point over. This is crazy, dude. We're talking about 13 games played in the playoffs, 29 points. It's just crazy. 8 goals, 21 assists. This guy is doing the exact same what Draisaitl is doing, but of course with the speed, and it has a captaincy on it. These guys are literally 1A, 1B. What else can you say about McDavid? He's just too good. He's just amazing.
He's too good right now.
He's just he can still I've already been saying he's the only player that can pull an NBA and take a team on his back and win a hockey game. And even on games where he's not having a good night, people are criticizing him because of it. He still scores the game winner. He still has a primary assist that's crucial to the game's end result. It's just crazy what this guy can do. And what else can I say, man? Edmonton just seems to be pretty stacked on this for the forward-wise. I feel bad for not having too much Tampa Bay representation because they deserve way more. Individual player-wise, I think they were more of a team result. So I think that's why I only have really kind of one honorable mention for individual team-wise. But that's kind of my list there.
That's actually a really good list all around. If you're looking at individual play through the playoffs, I think you got it right so far for the second round. My list is kind of similar, kind of off at some point. So I'm going to start off with goaltending. I went in a different perspective than you. I went Vasilevsky, obviously. Dude, just seeing how the goalie has played through these playoffs is absolutely nuts. Like, you saw it with Toronto. You saw it in the second round against Florida with the just killing Florida. And you probably might see it, and you're going to see a goalie battle in this series with Igor and Vasilevsky battling it out. You basically had the same defenseman as me. I also said Adam Fox and Cale Makar because those are probably the two most outstanding players or defenseman players in these few series this far, and probably the best upcoming players so far. Let's be honest here. Yep, I only have two Flames killers. I do have Draisaitl and McDavid. You've already made some really good points, which I agree with. And as a third forward, I gotta say Mika Zibanejad is my third. Because if you looked at him for the Rangers, he has pulled up for them. And I think he's probably a big impact player of why they've gone this far. And you can probably see them as a big underdog in this series against Tampa. Like, I really don't have much more to say other than that. Like, yeah, those are
that's a good
a lot
point.
A lot of killers on those team.
That's a good point. Zibanejad has he's taken his next step. I was kind of worried at the start of the playoffs, but man, he is he's proven me wrong. So and that's great, man. New York is they're not Fugazi. That is not.
Yeah, for this one, he's put up 8 goals, 13 assists for 21 points with a one plus minus, and that has been our segment of top 6. And now,
before the predictions, though,
all right,
we just kind of forgot the one thing. Flames talk. We kind of have to mention this, though.
All right.
So the Flames no longer have their drafted player Ryan Francis of the St. John Sea Dogs. He is now eligible to be drafted again into this year's draft. I think it's just because we just have too many players in the roster system, but I'll give him a few stats here. Looks very promising, so maybe a good pickup for a team who has a few second or third round draft picks up their sleeve there, and they might pick him. So with the St. John Sea Dogs this season, he's played 54 games. In the regular season, 25 goals, 40 assists, 65 points. Yeah, pretty good. But then with the Heat, 4 games played but had no points. So maybe it was just because he was just too low in the kind of in the prospect pooling, so it just kind of happens. But I really did like him. But hey, good luck. Hopefully he goes with the team and he could probably, be up there in a good prospect pool with some other teams.
I guess we'll have to see where that guy goes off to, and best of luck to him. Anyways, we will be ending this episode with the obvious. It is the conference finals, boys. We will start off with the Eastern Conference, the Tampa Bay Lightning versus the New York Rangers. Tristan, I would love to hear your first points on this,
All right.
and I would love to hear your predictions.
So, Tampa Bay, Florida, I'll just quickly go with that. Did not expect it. Holy moly, I was wrong. I feel ashamed and disappointed. Florida just really didn't come to play for, say, Game 4. I mean, they could have won it, but Vasilevsky stole it. Same thing we've been saying all season with Tampa Bay. They win by out defending you, out scoring you, and out goaltending you. And that's what happened to Florida. Florida just honestly didn't really show up compared to Tampa Bay. New York and Carolina there. That was honestly, injury is probably the reason why
Yeah.
It was kind of how the Game 7 went. Rante gets injured there. I think it was
string.
late in the second or whatever, and you have to put Kachekov. And you could tell he's young, right? You could tell that his confidence was rattled. It kind of sucked. But
Yeah,
man,
Game 7 of
New
the
York
second
is
round.
looking good right now. It's scary, not just because of Shesterkin, who's absolutely phenomenal. This goalie battle will be crazy good, but their forwards are scoring and their defense is playing. I think Gerard Gallant, dude. Why did you do it, Vegas? Because Gerard Gallant seriously is a go coach, man. He is. Look what he has done with this Rangers team. They drafted number 1. How many years ago did they get Lafreniere?
I think 2. Not even.
And they can make the finals this year. Like, it's crazy what's happening, right? So
We're not trying to base this off of Game 1 because I already know both Game 1s has happened for both conferences. We're not basing this off of Game 1s, we swear.
Yeah.
We're doing this on our own shit.
So
I swear.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try not to reference the games that have already happened per se, but this series, I think it's gonna go down to the wire because goaltending is gonna be a big thing. Big saves are gonna be made. I bet you save of highlight reels go on for years and years and years are going to probably be made in this series. Because with as much offensive power that these teams both have, it's going to be a big goalie battle. I'm going to say Tampa Bay in 7 because of how close it's going to be. I think Tampa Bay has a good chance of three-peating now because they are playing into Cooper's system still, and they're just playing like a team. There's a reason why, like I was saying, with just putting Kucherov on this top list here that I had, because it's a team game, right? The fact that Corey Perry is contributing, Nick Paul, dude, I'm thinking
Nick Paul is contributing.
It's just from everyone. Stammer has been scored there. Braden Point's injured, and we're still talking about this Tampa team that is able to score at will and still have the confidence in their defense, right, with headed by Victor Hedman there. It's just been absolutely amazing. They got depth all around, and I think that is going to give them to the edge. We're going to East, so I guess it's your turn now.
Yeah, I guess it is my turn. I looked at this series, and like you said, it's going to be a great goalie battle between probably 2 of the best goaltenders in the league right now. And I love seeing that because, like I said before, on one side you got 2 of the best centers that will probably be of this decade on one side, and then the other you got the 2 best goalies. I love seeing it. And the Rangers have been an underdog probably through most of the playoffs because they went down 3-1 against Pittsburgh and then everything with Carolina, and now you're versing the big boy Tampa. Sadly, I think this is where the Rangers end off their great underdog story of going, and I think it goes to 6 games with Tampa. Tampa's been proving it all playoffs. They are just a different beast, and they have been dominating this league for at least the last 4 to 5 years. And it's kind of proven it because they have a chance to three-peat. Do you really think they want to miss out on that? And I don't think anything can truly stop them until at least the finals. At least. And I think Tampa takes it in 6. So, we move on to the West. The Colorado Avalanche versus the Edmonton Oilers. Tristan, I would love to hear your thoughts.
Oh, man. What do I say? Okay, so we kind of already have gone through the series for the Oilers and Flames. Edmonton was just a better team, forward superstar power, just better overall than the Flames, and they're going to take that momentum for sure and win a few games because of that in this next series. Colorado, St. Louis. Colorado gets a little bit of a break with Binnington being injured for sure, but Colorado, man, they are so willing and ready to just get to this finals. They did not want to become the next Washington Capitals, they made sure
they need it.
They made sure that happened. They are getting their secondary scoring. Nazem Kadri is looking absolutely phenomenal right now. I guess what happens when you don't get suspended, hey?
Yeah.
So it's great. Seriously, Kadri is honestly probably one of my more higher tier favorite players for say, the ones that are on my team.
Favorite?
Low key, you know what, it's because he's like Marchand, right? Where it's he does some of kind of the
love-hate
stinky
player.
stuff, but
Love-hate
it's
player.
Come on, if you had him on your team, you'd literally probably shovel his driveway to keep him on your team. and
come back, Gaudreau.
So
come back.
Defense Makar.
God.
It's been keeping Kemper in place for say. Kemper, of course, has been having rougher starts for say now, and Game 1 he's injured, so of course whatever. But I think goaltending might be a little bit of a... Okay, well, we'll get into the review here, but I think Colorado was, they were just stronger than St. Louis. They had more firepower, and overall, I think they were just hungrier to win.
Yep.
And they won the series. So we go to the series now, Edmonton, Colorado. Now, I have Colorado in 6, but I think if it goes to 7, I legitimately believe if it goes to 7, I think it's going to be that close of a series. Edmonton takes it in 7, but I think it goes to 6, so I think Colorado does win it. Now, the thing I have about this, we talk about goaltending on the East. The West might be a bit lacking. Colorado now has an injured Kemper, and Kemper didn't look the strongest either first game anyways, but even before that, he wasn't looking completely 100%.
Have faith in Frankie.
But Frank Coos, man, he's a good backup, so I'm not saying whatever.
Frankie boy.
But Edmonton as well, and I know I'm going to get mad slack from all the people here, because I had the Flames fan talking garbage about Mike Smith, and I'm not saying whatever. I think he had a good series against Calgary. It's just an average of 3 to 4 goals a game. That's going to be tough, right? You can't always outscore your problems, and I think that's going to be the downside for both these teams there. Mm-hmm. But offensive powerhouses for both these teams, right? You're going to get you're going to probably get a goal from McKinnon, McDavid every game. These guys are going to elevate each other. Then you have Draisaitl, then you have Burakovsky, then you have Rantanen, then you have Landeskog, who hasn't scored too much, but I think he's going to probably up his way a little bit, especially he's going to need to if the Avs want to make it all the way to the finals.
Exactly.
Kane, of course, has already saw him score.
You got he's like 3-headed demons on first lines on each. Oh my god.
This it's like the
3-headed demons on both teams.
There really was a reason why it was 8-6, and it was because of offensive powerhouse, right?
It was Colorado, just like the Calgary game when it was 9-6.
No, exactly. But it's like the defense on paper, Colorado is better, and I agree that Colorado's defense is better, and I think but honestly, Edmonton's just going to have to play some The problem with Edmonton, too, is poor Nurse. You can tell Darnell Nurse is injured. He isn't playing on the body as aggressive as he can. He is playing his offensive good. It's just, I think he'd have more offensive offensive component to him too if he wasn't injured, because you can tell he is.
Yeah.
I think they lack a little bit on the defensive depth there, so that might cause a little bit. But I think that is going to be able to. The Colorado's offense will be able to slip through the cracks of the defense a little bit. There's a lot of kind of 2-on-1 giveaways, a lot of open crashing the net. Oh, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I get what.
How am I trying to describe it? Where it's like pass it off to the side, but there's no one there, and they kind of walk in and they just boom, top titty on Smith. Mm-hmm. That happened, I think, 3 times that game. I think it even happened with Andrew Cogliano too, right? Who was the game winner. So we'll see. I think the strong suit, of course, will be the scoring. But I think what'll happen is just going to be what's going to happen is Colorado's going to win because they're going to be able to slip through the cracks of Edmonton's defense a little more than Colorado. But I gotta say, man, Edmonton is seriously looking like it is possible that they could win this series too. That's why I think it could go to 7. I'm going to say 6, of course, with Colorado. I think they just have the edge over, but man, props to Edmonton for getting this far. Like, they seriously, it's nice to see.
From the season they had, I do got to give them a bit of respect because they looked like they were falling down in the Pacific very much, and then they kind of took it back as soon as they made the coaching change, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
It is crazy how 6 months, January to June. Look at that. January, they're not even in the playoffs.
Yeah.
June, conference final.
Still don't like them, but I'll give them respect at least for that. But, all right, my predictions for this. So, I looked at the Battle of Alberta. Calgary in the regular season was a better team, but in playoffs, Oilers came up on top and they beat us. All right, I'll give them the benefit on the doubt. We were not ready for that, and it was kind of shitty what happened. I look at this series, the Avalanche are way better than Calgary. Way better. If you really look at it, way better. And they are not... Calgary has this problem of being not consistent of play. The Avalanche don't have that problem, and they've proved it well this year. They were dominating the West for pretty much the whole season, and dominating the Flames, and dominating most every Canadian team if you really think about it. And I look into this series, I'm ignoring Game 1. ignoring game 1. You got 3-headed demons on each side, offensive powerhouses, like you were just saying. The Avalanche do have a step on them defensively, like you were kind of saying. Goaltending in this series is going
on paper. I think they even have an even greater step on defense.
Yeah, like it. Yeah, I would say.
But
so.
in play, it's like you got to still give credit. Edmonton's defense actually locked down a good amount for two games, I would say, in that Flames Edmonton Battle of Alberta series.
Yeah, that's very true.
Kulak is coming to his cell. Like, I really like Kulak.
Brett Kulak kind of came out of nowhere after that trade deadline for sure. But the goaltending in this series is probably gone if Kemper is actually having a lot worse injury than we think. But I think at the end of the day, the Avs are the better team, and they actually finally move on to the Stanley Cup Finals, and I think they take it in 6. I think it will be Tampa Bay versus Colorado Avalanche. The best out of the East that is repeating, that has a chance to three-peat, and then you have the best out of the West that has basically dominated all season and probably deserved to be here more than anyone. Well, McDavid, Draisaitl, you can make the case, but if you truly look at it as a whole team together, it's the Avs. So that's my pick, and I guess we'll just have to see what happens because Tristan, how did you do second round? How did you do second round?
I was wrong on everything. And I'm embarrassed, but I don't feel bad about the Rangers one because that was a 7-game, and I feel like it could be a bit different if Ranta wasn't injured in that game. Tampa, I just thought it was going to be a closer series. I got Tampa told me about a cup hangover, but there's no such thing. Like, Cooper is pushing these guys to achieve even more, and it's amazing. Colorado, I don't know why. I was just thinking they were going to kind of pull off of Washington.
I thought so too. I literally did too.
I was thinking about upsets, and I was thinking Calgary was going to lose to Colorado in the third series. I thought we had this step over Edmonton, but it's after that game 1. Nothing was there, man. So I was wrong. I'll take the shame in the streets. I'm glad I didn't bet.
That's a good thing. Tristan might have went 0-4 in the second round. But I actually did get 2 right. I did predict the Rangers moving on in 7, and I did also predict Tampa. Well, I didn't predict them sweeping, but I did say Tampa would win in 6. So I'll take what I can get out of that. Yeah. And guys, we got some conference finals to watch until we see you for the Stanley Cup Finals, I guess, don't we?
We do.
So I would love for you guys to see what teams move on, and I would love to see what you guys think of the NBA Finals as well. And if you guys have any more ideas of segments that we could do, please drop it down in the comments. That would be great for Tristan and I. Should we just start wrapping up quickly?
Yeah, I would say so as well.
I would say so too.
Well, I want to say I just kind of stole your thunder there.
Well, because I introduced, so I thought I would quickly say my thing and then let you finish it.
All right, for sure.
That's what I thought.
Take it away, good sir.
All right, so I thank you guys so much for enjoying this episode. I really hope you enjoyed it. We are really trying really hard to get a lot of content out, but outside of this, we got lives too, so we're going to try our best. If you guys did like this, I hope you guys like, comment, and obviously subscribe. We love the support you guys have always given us, and I hope it keeps up more. Tristan, I'll end it off with you.
Oh, boys, girls, ladies, and gentlemen. Hope you guys enjoyed this combination episode. A lot to talk about, but I hope you enjoyed every little bit of it. If you liked any of it, smash that like button if you're in the YouTube, watching the YouTube video there.
Or the TikToks.
Or the TikToks, exactly true. And if you were watching this and enjoyed any of these segments / videos, feel free to leave a comment. Just tell us what you'd like, what you think. Talk about how bad I am at predicting, apparently, and talk about how Brendan seems to be a master at this compared to me.
I'm not a master, but I
excuse me. Ultimately, yeah, I hope you guys, I keep saying that, enjoyed it, but if you guys enjoyed more, you can follow us on YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, Buzzsprout.
I think it's down in this corner, if I'm correct.
As well as follow us on Instagram as well. We like to post some stuff, use the story and all that, and hey, we will see what happens with the NBA Finals and the NHL Conference Finals. We've got a lot of sports to watch. Hey, guys. Well, you guys have something to do after work.
Yeah.
Pretty nice.
Hang loose, dudes. We'll see you later in the next one. Peace.